suppose it was an economic kicker initially that made us start to question the conventional farming model that we were in. That led us to meet Caroline and explore this idea of changing to a regenerative model. And the environmental journey alongside the economic transformation of the farm was, what we were looking for.
We're very fortunate up here at Tulliemet. We've got quite a dimensional farm. We're obviously quite high up here. I think we must be 1,000, 1,100 feet here. And we've got ground swinging out there which has been left all summer for wintering cattle on. And when we get snow, we've actually got trees over here just slightly south of us, and the cows can get access to them as well. And when it gets, if it does get really extreme, we've actually got a huge block of land shut off for cattle grazing, and it's actually down next to the A9, so we're going down really low. So it couldn't be a better farm for this type of farming. Yeah, I think it's first class and couldn't be better.
This area is absolutely gorgeous. Being in Highland Perthshire is a fantastic place to live. So what's unique about this farm is the diversity. It's been incredible actually in such a short space of time. We took over onto the farm the end of February here, and it was really short grass. The fields had been quite heavily grazed.
It was very set stock, very traditionally grazed, and the fields were very bare. So there was no grass. It was bare.
And then, this summer was amazing because we had the luxury of having such small numbers of sheep here. It allowed the ground and the grass to rest and come up. And looking around, it's incredible how much growth there is.
It was just phenomenal to see the grass growing so tall, and me as a farmer not grazing that, not having animals in there was quite a challenge actually in my own head. But I think I have adapted quite well. I'm used to seeing the tall grass now, and I would say it's actually normal to see tall grass. And driving about the countryside, looking about and seeing fields, my God, they're bare, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the biggest change that I would see to date,
We've seen how well the sheep have done here. So when we took over the 500 ewes, we've seen how they've done on the regenerative system. So it was really exciting to see the 20 heifers from Fornith arrive a couple of weeks ago, seeing how they're doing, seeing how they're moving forward, how they've settled, how quiet they are. So it's really exciting that we've got the other herd coming now from Fans, and we'll get them together and build that herd up. And it's nice to see a mix on the farm. It's good to see the cattle and the sheep. And the next challenge for us is to get that grazing plan with, both the cattle and the sheep together. So that's going to be good. Every season is so different. And it's actually been great being able to take WhatsApp videos and pictures to look back to see how things have progressed. Because when you're living in the environment all the time, it's actually good to look back and see, wow, look how much this has changed already.
A lot of wildlife, a lot of birds, there's no doubt about it. I would say there's a lot of birds kicking about now, and the tweeting that goes on, and I'm paying attention to that sort of stuff more now than ever before. I think I was aware of it in previous farms because we do a similar thing, perhaps not as extreme as a tallness. But I'm becoming more aware of these things because of obviously regenerative farming and all the different aspects of it.
Seeing plants come up and, listening to the wildlife, it's been a real privilege to see the change.
Lots of aspects that really appeal to both myself and my wife. Food quality, people's health and what we're eating. It does worry me, the fertilisers, the sprays and all the chemicals that farmers have been applying, just because that's where we've arrived at. And if we can farm without using these products, I think the general public, when educated, would agree with that. So that's what really appealed to us with this project, and so yeah, that was one of the main drivers.
It's going to be exciting seeing how the farm feels full again, but in a different way than it used to be, and how we manage that grazing around the place. It's been quite easy the first year, but it's going to have to be more specific about us learning which fields are better in the winter, which hold their grass better through the 4 months when it's not growing. To see them learning as animals how to deal with the snow and the long grass. And so, seeing the theory put into practice and kind of beyond has been fascinating.
It's good for the future. It's good, we've got to look after the environment, and it's got to be profitable. And all these things are achievable through regenerative farming, and that's what makes it, great, because it means that, we can still farm and do what we love, but at the same time, we're providing food that is good quality, that is not harming the environment, and so the whole thing makes sense.
And we don't need so much machinery. All our input costs on the farm have gone down significantly. I think over this winter we've used 12 bales of hay. It's nothing compared to, we've got 250 sitting in the shed.
So we'll sort of break a chunk off and assess the bottom.
Working with Tom and May and working with Caroline and Julian, who's our rural manager, has been just such a kind of collaborative process of, thinking, well, we want to do something, asking ourselves why, questioning. Tom comes from, he's a very, very good farmer, and he was always farming kind of with an environmental concern, but that now Caroline is pulling him into this regenerative model, and as we've all learnt the theory and been on grazing schools, where we are now after a year of learning all that stuff is so much further along than what we anticipated, and everything we were worried about. I remember Tom worrying about the cattle. How would it be if it was snowing? Would we have to bring them all inside? And in fact, it's ended up we've brought 12 of the youngest, the heifers, inside, but everyone else, all the other cattle have remained outside, and that's been really exciting.
We're so lucky to be involved in something like this, and have been chosen to come here and be on this journey to see where it goes, because there's already, we're at the very start of it, and the changes we've seen with the ground and how well the animals are thriving. We've got loads to learn still, but it's been brilliant. It's something we're both very passionate about.